You're watching Everfree Radio. Yeah! Shut up. Nice. Wait, what? Hi!
And now, Everfree Radio presents Stay Brony, my friends, with DustyKatt.
Oh, hey! Hi, gang! How you doing? It's another gorgeous day here, San Jose, California, or San Pony, if you want to call it that. And we are here on another Monday night, 1 week away from Everfree Northwest. You like the glasses? You like them? Yeah. Carradine got me these. I don't know where he got them from, but they're awesome. So, how is everybody out there in the land today? Because I'm doing awesome. Because with me tonight, I have one Mr. Andrew Francis. Andrew!
Well, hello.
Well, hello there.
How are you, Dusty?
Spilling cider all over me. Yes, but I'm doing.
Beer here.
I'm doing awesome. Oh, what is in the freezer today? What are you imbibing in?
You know what? It sounds really cheesy, but we have a whole bunch of Heineken sitting around, so I just came up to my bedroom. I brought like 6, and I think we're gonna have a good time.
I got 2 with me, so I'm doing good.
Good.
It's gonna be great. So what we're gonna do right now is everybody who watched my show knows that I did an Epic Con video for BronyCon. So I did the same thing for Everfree. So we had a little trouble today trying to get that uploaded because of IVP6 came up and Java went screwed up or whatever, but we fixed it. So we're going to play this little video right here using the awesome music of Acoustic Brony and Mando Pony. Woo! So we're going to be back in just about 6 minutes because you guys are going to dig this. So we'll be right back.
I see you below as you walk on by. I can clear the sky in 10 seconds flat. Well, how about that? Well, how about that? I could be sitting here on a cloud, watching the sun as it starts to go down. The only thing missing is you by my side. Give me a smidge of confidence. Give me a speck of something that makes sense. Give me an idea of dependency. Give me a dash of loyalty. I can see my lonely soul beyond, but the feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why goes on. Wrinkles here 1 minute and then they're gone. They remind me of me and you. What did you do? What did I do? Determination in those eyes. Where has it gone? Has it said goodbye? A lot has happened, but I'll stay by your side. Give me a smidge of confidence. Give me a speck of something that makes sense. Give me an idea of dependency. Give me a dash of loyalty. I can see my lonely soul for you, but the feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why they call me loyalty. Time stands still when you're with me. How can I make you see? Your crazy antics make me want to scream. Your name so loud till my throat starts to bleed. To bleed. Save my lonely soul for you, but the feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why they call me loyalty. I can save my lonely soul for you, but the feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why they call me. I can see my lonely soul for you, but the feeling in my heart can't follow through. You can give your broken heart to me, 'cause you know that I'll stay with you. That's why they call me loyalty.
Yep. Oh, we're back. Oh, sorry. Let's see. I had to finish this up. There we go. So how'd you like that? Everybody like that? Enjoy that? What are they saying on the chat there, Screwball? They like that?
They love it.
Did they love that?
Yes.
Awesome. That took me like 5 hours last night.
It's well worth it.
And then when Livestream didn't want to upload it, I about freaking flipped the table.
That's when you smash the computer and
I
you're
know.
like, what have I done?
What have I done? No. What about you, Princess Celestia? What do you think?
Oh, my hair looks beautiful.
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yes. I really, you know what? I need to tear one of these apart and see if I can like reprogram its chip and actually put Nicole Oliver's real voice in this.
Yeah.
Because, that would be having her sound like that. It's like math is hard. I don't like that. Andrew.
Yo.
Oh, thank you for joining us this evening.
Oh, I'm so stoked. It's awesome.
Taking time out of your busy schedule. And I know you had two lovely appointments today.
I did, yeah, a couple auditions. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather, but I pulled them out, yeah.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. We're gonna go down this list. See this list? It's a huge. This is only a partial list of what this man has done in his career. So we're gonna go way back.
Let's bore them.
Let's bore them. You started in like '89.
Yeah, so some of the shows that I started in 89.
89.
I sort of started when I was 6, so 91 is sort of when I came in. I think
okay.
The reason that it says 89 is because the show started that year.
In 89.
But
okay.
Yeah.
So there was Mike the Microphone will like this one. Yoridin Samurai Troopers.
Samurai Troopers.
And then in 90...
That's right, we did a ton of those episodes.
Yes. And then we did 92 Dragon Ball Z, which Jack's Blade's going to lose his mind. Dendi, is that how you say it? Dendi? Dende.
Yeah. And the problem with that is we did a lot of those episodes up here, and then they decided at one point to move it down to Dallas, and they recast everyone. And apparently their website just crashed because so many people went on to complain, and then they brought it back years later when I was too old to even play Dende anymore.
Oh yeah, because it says here you got back in it later in the decade.
That's right.
And then RoboCop Alpha Commando. I actually remember that show. 40 episodes of that.
Yeah.
Sabrina, the animated series, 65 episodes of that in 99.
All kinds of various voices on that one, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then Card Captors. 2000 was a busy year for you because, let's see, Card Captors, Mobile Suit Gundam Wing, one of my favorite shows, Escaflowne, the movie, The Vision of Escaflowne, TV series, and Adventures of the Book of Virtues, which was 30 episodes.
So a lot of those, Dusty, are ADRs that we would do at a studio called Ocean Studios, like kind of a big one out here in Vancouver.
Right.
And I guess they were really pumping out tons of stuff at that point because now sort of the ADR game here in Vancouver is really slowed down. There's probably maybe like 2 or 3. There's one really notable show being done right now that no one can talk about, and the rest are just a few little ones that are floating around. Before it was like Ocean would have 4 or 5 going.
Well, who was it? There was a company in Dallas, Texas that was importing most of that stuff, and they went under. So basically,
did they go under?
They went under. Yeah. So basically, they were printing all the manga, and they were translating it and reprinting it here. Plus, they were doing a lot of the OAVs, and they went under. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe somebody in the chat can remind me. But yeah, so one of the major players in the U.S. market was gone. So probably the people that were having that done. And some of the other really great things that you've done. You were on an episode of Smallville.
Sure was. Yeah,
on
I
camera.
Tried to kill someone. Yeah, that was on camera. And then I guess Superman. I think I was in a truck and I was pushing somebody off a bridge, and then Superman comes up and grabs the truck at the last minute and knocks me out.
Knocks you out. Like that. Yeah, and then let's see. You were in Final Destination 3.
Yeah, Final Destination. Actually, funny story with Final Destination.
Yeah.
I auditioned for one of the first, the scene with the roller coaster. A friend of mine, Jesse Moss, actually booked the part. And I went on, they called me up and said, hey, do you want a day on it? You know, you didn't get that part, but it'd be nice to have you there and stuff. And I said, okay, great. So I showed up, and it was a night shoot. We were doing, it was with horses and these cannons and all this really weird place. And me and this other guy have to stop the main characters, and then they kind of push past us. And I didn't really know the guy that I was working with, but then sort of a month later, I kind of looked and I went, wait, that was Corey Monteith from Glee. And he was on there for one day with me. And, you know, that was the one job he did before Glee, right? So,
oh, wow.
You know, maybe I'm next. I get my singing voice ready.
Yes. And then in that same year, you did an episode of Kyle XY, which was a decent show.
Yeah, Kyle XY. Yeah, it was a decent show. Yeah, I was in Way at the Top. And I think 104, I played Preston, the guy who owned a big party house.
And then the big thing that was in the late 2000s was Death Note. You did a lot of Death Note, Mobile Suit Gundam 00, and then, of course, Johnny Test started, which is the little show that won't quit.
We did the 100th episode today.
Wow. That's awesome. Wow. Yeah, I saw a Twitter pic from Lee Tokar with you guys in the room.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. And then you were on an episode of Psych.
Yeah, I've done episode of Psych. I played Dickie.
Yes.
Dickie!
That guy.
Yeah.
And, of course, that little show that wouldn't quit, My Little Pony.
Hey, I know that one.
Yeah, I know that one. And then we went into Voltron Force.
Voltron, yeah, we did our first season of that. You know, they kind of, there's some weird sort of glitches with that. They spent a lot of the money, the animation money, on the formation of Voltron, which looks so badass.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they kind of didn't do as well animating the whole rest of the show. You know, unfortunately, because it's such a good show and it's such a good premise and it's got such legs. It does happen sometimes, and so I hope that the fans kind of stick by it and we come back and do it again, because I think we'll do better on the second shot. You know?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I don't know if you remember this show, but it was Science Ninja Team Gatchaman out of Japan. No. Well, basically over here it was called Battle of Planets, and then basically it had this really great scene where all the vehicles turn into this flaming phoenix. And this wonderful animation for that, and then all the still animation was like recut. It's like it's about the same thing. I think they do that in Japan to just to
save cash.
Yeah, to save cash. The transformation is the huge thing everybody watches for, and the rest of it, who cares?
The storyline, plot. Oh well.
And then are you still working on Iron Man? Iron Man animated Armored Adventures.
No, so I kind of got on at the very end of Iron Man. I was sort of up to play Iron Man, and then Adrian Petru did a great job playing it. And I think it was the end of it was a 2-part episode. Myself and Ashley Ball. Yeah. We played Hawkeye and what was her character? Black Widow.
Black Widow. Yeah.
So we got on the last. It was actually cool because I didn't do all that very many episodes. You know, it's kind of like a little bit like My Little Pony. I came in.
Yeah. It says you did like 5 episodes or something like that. That was it.
Yeah. It wasn't a whole. Oh yeah, that's right. I guess we did a couple more after, but. That's right. No, I played an original character, but then Hawkeye was sort of the main one. But it was there the last day, so we got to do the interviews with the WB and all that kind of stuff. So it really felt fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Lee Tokar was also on that show.
Yeah. Lee. What did Lee play on there?
I'd have to pull up the IMDb again, but it says he was in there for like 5 or 6 episodes.
Yeah, we were never together, but yeah.
So that's like all of it so far. I mean, that's only not all of it. Everything that I thought would be interesting to our viewers. But you've done everything from voice work to on camera. Any like a lot of these things are like little side characters on camera. Have you done like a major like not like a lead, but like one of the a major character in a TV show?
I have had a few major characters. One that we did 3 years ago, which got some awards and stuff. I was nominated for a Gemini for Best Lead Actor in a Dramatic Performance. That was called Fakers, and that was a movie about these 2 guys, myself and a friend of mine, Grayston Holt. He played Tanner, I played Ben, and we start counterfeiting money at our school to pay off this drug dealer for this debt that I have.
Right.
And I play this pretty hilarious character, really out there, party guy, thinks he's the bomb. He like sells like underage girls booze and stuff like that. He thinks he's balling.
Okay.
And then he gets like a cigarette put out on his face, and then when he gets all the money, he goes and he blows it all on a party where he brings over homeless people and prostitutes.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
they steal his like it's a really kind of out there thing. But I got nominated against Barry Pepper he played Bobby Kennedy. He ended up winning for Bobby Kennedy, and a couple other really cool people, Sir Ian McShane and Andrew Buchanan.
Wow.
And so that was a big one. What were some others? There's been one different things along the way. That was probably the biggest one. Another one was Tom, Dick, and Harriet, which is coming out on the Hallmark Channel either at the end of the year or for Valentine's Day next year.
Oh, nice.
And I played Dick Varnett. He's a con man who meets Tom, who's an ad man, and he gets fired because he's too old from his agency. And so he finds me, and he gets me to be his front man and go in and pretend that I know everything and just play the hot shot kind of. I seem to play that a lot. The hot shot who really doesn't know much.
The hot shot that doesn't know much. Yes.
Yeah. Don't get typecast.
Don't get typecast. Well, Shining Armor wouldn't be typecast as that. I mean, he's.
Oh no, most definitely. No.
Most definitely not, except for maybe Brayburn. Brayburn's a bit of a know-it-all.
A little bit, yeah.
A little bit of a know-it-all. He knows everything about Appaloosa.
Appaloosa. Yep.
And then you played Lucky for. Is there no other characters that you actually played that you even know? That any little side characters you played?
I don't. I believe there was another side character in episode 1 that I played, but I can't really remember what it was. I mean, what's it? Jordan Oling. He's the one who sort of reminded me that I played Lucky, because a lot of times when we go into these records, the director Terry will then. You will know there's a few different extra characters that come in and say, hey, Andrew, you're playing Shining Armor. We're also going to get you to play Lucky. We're also going to get. So they go through and they give you these parts on the day.
Right.
And so don't really, you played Shining Armor, but those little tiny ones, they kind of pass by really fast. So I even talked to Terry. I said, if I don't know how much. I said, I want to play more ponies. Get me more pony parts. And he went, all right, calm down.
Yeah, let's see. A picture of Lucky and Wildfire, I think. Let's put them up there. Because, now you're like Wildfire's boyfriend, So.
Yeah, let's hope he comes back. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah, we gotta get him back. We got them both back. You gotta have like a whole.
There they are.
Yes. That is like the cutest picture.
Yeah, I know, that's a good looking.
That is awesome. Let's talk a bit about, we some people here maybe or may have not seen the Guys of MLP panel that we did. If you haven't, go watch it, because not now, but after we're done here, go watch that, because it is a freaking scream. Lee's going off, you're going off, and Peter's like half bearding it, and yep. A little bit of more about when you get the guys in the room. The girls have always said it's a bit of a different dynamic when you get the guys in the room with them.
Big time.
Explain a little bit about how that feels, how that works.
Well, you know what, and it's totally true. It totally is a different dynamic. We were doing a show. I sent sort of a top secret tweet. I don't know if you guys saw that, of us all standing around.
Yes.
And then I got a bunch of warnings. So watch out, look out, there's Snoops, look out. But I was in there, and I think Kathleen Barr was the only woman in the room. It was like myself, Lee, the Dobson brothers, Mark Oliver, a whole bunch of us, and we got in there, and literally the volume goes from nothing to 100%. In like maybe 2 seconds, because one person starts doing a voice, and then of course somebody else, like Leo, go, well, hello, and then I'll go, well, hello, and then the whole room is just going crazy with it. And you don't usually get that as much. There isn't this big, I don't know, this slug out, this sort of like competition thing with the girls. They all kind of get in there, they all have their little kale chips, Tabitha and Shannon, they sit there and eat their little kale chips and do the thing, and we're just super loud and crazy and zany, so sometimes the guys need to be reined in a little bit, whereas the girls, not as much.
I wish they'd let you guys go a little bit more, because I think we need like a male character that's sort of like Pinkie Pie, on the show.
You know what? I agree. Totally.
I think we need Pinkie Pie's, bubbleberry.
That kind of energy.
That kind of energy. What would be really cool? If they wrote an episode where Pinkie Pie got a boyfriend, and he's exactly like her, and they almost destroy Ponyville.
Yeah,
and have to be reined. They have to be reined in by the 5 other girls.
That's a dangerous episode.
Oh, that would be awesome. Get on it.
Good.
Get on it, people. Yes, that would be cool. One of the questions that we didn't ask at the panel, you yourself as an actor, what kind of character would you like to play in My Little Pony? What kind of character would you create? What kind of pony would he be? What would be his little thing? What would be his shtick? Would it be?
Well, look, watching guys who are just these absolute pros who've been around longer than me, like Lee, like, Scotty McNeil, all these guys who have just put in the long haul. And I'll take Lee as the example. Lee gets to do a heck of a lot of awesome, zany, crazy voices. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, since I've grown up doing this, I played sort of the straight teen hero, or the, like Shining Armor, very straight, my own voice. I kind of laid back on my own voice quite a bit. If I could choose, and this is sort of even what I told Terry, I said, I want to come in and I want to do, for whatever show, I said, I want to come in and start doing these cartoony voices.
Right.
And just recently, I've sort of now been brought into that world, because here in Vancouver, the voice pool, the talent pool, is very small. There's about maybe 6 or 7 guys, who they pluck from to do these voices.
Yeah.
And I think that, I would love to have some more zany, crazy character voices, just to sort of, to offshoot my sort of Shining Armor type voices.
Yeah, sort of like a Pete Puma or something like that.
Well, even when Lee was, when he got
Snips.
Snips. Yeah, when he did Snips, I want to go into some sort of different voice when I'm doing my voice, as opposed to, hey Twiley, just
Twiley.
a little bit deep. Yeah.
Hey Twiley. Yeah, I love that bit you did on the voice actor panel where you and the girls, and like you're doing the whole bowling alley thing, and she says, and Shining Armor says, "Hey Twiley." It's like you said this 3 times just so you wouldn't get in trouble with the hub.
That's exactly it. I'm just trying to keep it safe. You can never be too careful.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, dude. So how is now Johnny Test? Is that wrapped up, or you guys got more recording to do?
No, so we have more recording. I think we're just close to halfway through this. What are we in, 5th or 6th season here? 5th, I think. So my character's not in every episode. He's in quite a few. But it's really good. The guy who runs the show, his name's Scott Fellows. He's a genius. And he's on the phone every record, kind of going through and making sure that he gets exactly what he wants. And credit to him, that's the reason the show's been doing so well, is because his zany sense of humor is all over that show. But lately, they've sort of been writing a lot more stuff for Gil, sort of expanding his character, because he's kind of this character that can go any way all the time. So, like, you know, if he's there at his house, you know, they need strawberries, he probably has a strawberry farm in his basement. You know what I mean? Or if they need, like, anything, it's just he's such a zany character that he can have these really funny qualities, which makes him very writable. So that's kind of a fun thing, and we've also kind of we have a catch line for Gil now. He says "cha" no matter what is happening in his life. So whether if he's getting thrown around by a monster being held by his feet, he's going "cha, cha, cha," or if he's enjoying a nice milkshake, he goes "cha." You know what I mean? So I think that after doing so many seasons, it's fun to find these things in the characters and have them sort of expand. You know?
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, so we're halfway through the season. We're almost, we're doing it.
That's awesome. And then you're also working on, are you part of Lee's Pac-Man group?
I am not a Pac-Many. No, I'm not. I wish. I watch his tweets and I get jealous, but no. They got a great for that show too. Yeah.
So you're working on test and you're doing some on screen. So is there any, and you got the Hallmark thing coming up at the end of the year. So is there any other little project that you want to talk about?
Well, one thing that we have, well, first of all, there's a few other projects that I'm working on that I really want to tell you about because they're such sweet, awesome shows, and it's like I play like 4 or 5 characters in them, which is awesome. This sort of cartoony thing I was talking about, I've now got to do this on this show, which I'm really stoked on. But those will be out end of the year next year, and we'll talk about them then.
Okay.
But Lee, I did a thing called, and I sort of mentioned this on the panel at in Seattle there. There's a show called Nut Jobs that I
produced. Yes, Nut Jobs. Tell us about that.
Yeah. And so we did a 30-second sizzler. We actually went in and we recorded the 22-minute pilot with Tabitha and Lee playing a plethora of characters on either side, and me voice directing, which actually was a real big blast.
Cool.
And so they did a knock-up job. We took the thing, and then we realized, holy crap, it costs a lot to animate 22 minutes.
Yes, it does.
with no money. Holy jeez. And so we quickly sort of took all the funniest parts and we created a theme song, Nut Jobs, Nut Jobs, kind of like that. And we did that, we cut it down, and then we sent it, my business partner here in my building, he owns a company called Exile VFX. And so he was able to sort of get an animator that he promised to do a visa with her because she was from Korea, do a visa, and she'd work on this for free, and then she'd have her thing and she could work here and stay here. And so she came up with just an absolutely gorgeous 22-minute little sizzler. Cool. And right now we have it in LA, going around to the different, I think we went to Sony Crackle, we went to sort of these types of, I think that's sort of the best medium for it. So right now it's just kind of getting taken around and sold and stuff. And I mean, Tabitha and Lee did such an amazing, excellent job that like it's just such a high quality that we're hoping for really big things. So that should be in the near future. That's awesome. You need, you know, if you're going to do some of that kind of thing, you need to get some of these fandom animators. Okay, I don't know if you saw Picture Perfect Pony, the song video. I didn't see it. Okay, I'm going to give you that link after the show, but a gentleman did that all by himself, and it's show accurate to My Little Pony, and it's basically to Mando Pony's song, and you're going to die that this guy did this just because he wanted to. This guy is this guy giving this stuff to Fanbuilt yet too? Because he's going to. He's working on it. Yeah. I'm trying to edge him that way, but he has a Tumblr, Ask the Crusaders Tumblr. And just to put it out there, just because that sort of goes one in the other. Yeah, yes. As everyone knows, this Fanbuilt project that he's doing, it's so great. I mean, it's going to be like such a showcase of so much amazing talent out there. So if you need any more information, either go to Lee's Twitter at Lee Tokar, or go to mine at Drew Francis 604. Yes. Yes, I'm going to do a voice actor thing. I'm going to do a demo tape for that. Oh, dude, you're in. Listen to this guy's voice, everybody. I mean, come on. Come on. I'm melting here. Oh, no. I'm schmelting. You're schmelting now. I'm schmelting. I should do my Wolfman Jack. I used to do Wolfman Jack really well when I was a kid. Wolfman, yeah. I love the Wolfman. Cry for the Wolfman. I'm a huge music guy, so the Guess Who out of Canada did the song Clap for the Wolfman. I don't know if you remember that. It's pretty old. But anyway, I love that song because Wolfman Jack was in it, and he would come in and do some funky stuff. I love radio. I always loved radio. We had one guy in Detroit, Big Daddy Poobah.
the Poobah, and he was on WRIF in Detroit for 35 years.
Wow.
35 years. And I was... Radio here in the Bay Area stinks. I mean, really. It's really stinks. There's no new rock. It's all classic rock, blah, blah, blah. So I would actually play WRIF on my computer when I'm doing something on my computer, just so I could hear him. And then one day he's not there, and I'm going, where did he go? I found him. No. I found him on Facebook, and they didn't renew his contract over something stupid. And it's like, oh, nuts. So we actually talked back and forth on Facebook. It's like, dude, oh my God. Because I'm from Detroit, he's from Detroit. It was great to talk to him, but it's like, oh my goodness. I love radio.
Wow. Head explode. Whoa.
Head explode. Oh my God, you're gone. But anyway, where are we at? We're at 5:31, so it's commercial time.
Woo!
Yes. So, we're going to go to commercial, and when we come back, all you people out there are going to get to ask your questions to Mr. Andrew Francois.
Bring him!
Bring him. So, stay tuned.
It's harvest season here at Sweet Apple Acres, and the You Pick Apple adventures have begun. You can make the most of this opportunity by getting a bushel full of the plumpest, juiciest apples this side of the Everfree forest. Whether for a homemade apple pie, delicious apple fritters, or fresh off the tree, it all begins with a visit to Sweet Apple Acres Apple Orchard. Go visit with the Apple family, a short trot southwest of Ponyville. Applejack,
Well, how'd it do?
Granny Smith, Apple Bloom,
I want it now!
and Big Macintosh
Yep.
will treat you like one of the family. Fresh apple cider? Try our 10 varieties. Apple pies and dumplings? Mouth water. Sweet, red, delicious apples? They got 'em. Tart Granny Smith apples? You'll find them there too. No ladders needed. Just rear up and pluck you some of the sweet apple goodness that graces the plates of our princesses Celestia and Luna. And remember, our apple stand can be found at the corner of Appleton Road, right near Quills and Sofas. Apple cider donuts, fresh apple butter, and apple juice. It's always a family adventure at Sweet Apple Acres.
Would you look at them fancy duds you can get from our friends at WeLoveFine.com? Shoot! Hats, bags, and posters too? They got everything you could ever want. Except apples, of course. So mosey on down to WeLoveFine.com and rustle you up some Sweet Apple Acres Sunday best. Yee-haw!
And we're back! And I don't know if you guys were at Everfree Northwest, but We Love Fine actually brought enough t-shirts this time. Because at BronyCon, they was out the first day by 5 o'clock. Done. Gone. It's it.
Wow.
All they had left was the one I'm wearing. And I bought that. So, but they had some boxes, they had some great t-shirts. Great t-shirts going on. And you can actually buy now you can buy Everfree Radio t-shirts. Go to WeLoveFine.com and put in the search box Everfree Radio. Or, if you're feeling really good about it, put in Stay Brony. And you'll get the t-shirt for this show done by none other than your friend and mine, Pixel Kitties. So, go snap up those shirts because we would love to have you wearing our swag. And we're back with Mr. Francois.
Hello.
Hello. Screwy, where are you?
Where's Screwy?
Where's
Hello?
Screwy?
It's right here.
Yay! Screwy's here.
Hello.
I got a new picture.
Good to go.
I got a new picture for Screwy.
Oh.
Look at that. Oh, so cute.
Looking good.
Looking good there, Screwy.
Always gives me chills every time you bring in a new picture. I don't know why.
That's because I love you. You know it.
Aww.
Yes.
Thank you. I love you too.
So how? Yeah, oh yes. The pictures we took at Everfree Northwest were awesome. They were. You're all prancing around in your Captain Canada cloak. and that beautiful hat you made.
Get up, yeah.
And the beautiful hat you made.
I got so many people honking their horns and be like, "Go Canada!
Go Canada! Canada! Tetsuo! Canada!"
It gets a little weird when people are like, USA! And I'm like, come on, guys, really?
So how are we doing on questions, Screwy?
Oh my lord, there's a lot of questions. I mean, oh my Celestia. There we go.
I love to make new friends.
what I want to point out first, actually, this one's from Firemain. For those, yeah, everyone.
I'm going to show this off right now before we go any further. This is what Mr. Firemain made for me. Look at that. Isn't that cool?
Oh.
Look at that.
It's you.
It is me.
Good looking.
And it's awesome. I'm good looking. Look at that. That is nice.
That is awesome. That is really awesome
right there. Thank you.
Again. And what he messaged to me was, to Dusty and Screwball, thank you so much for allowing me to ask a request for Kiki Pony artwork to carve for Kiki.
Yes.
For Andrew and Screwball, yours is coming up soon. I'll do both for Andrew, Brayburn, and Shining Armor.
Yeah.
So Andrew, get ready for some really amazing
Get ready for
carvings.
swag, dude.
Wow. I've been watching. I watched him drop a couple off at the con, and then on Twitter, I've been watching him make them and watching the progression. Man, holy, that's some talent.
Yes, absolutely. It's very talented. And I actually got the Kiki carve in the video, so I will put the video up on YouTube after the show. So if you want to see the Kiki carve, it's in the video I played earlier tonight.
Hey, thanks, Fireman. That's freaking awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. So we get on to the questions.
On to the questions. Well, I opened some more.
I got some since last night, so it's been already hectic. So, where should I start? Okay, this one's from Mac Attack. Question for you, Andrew. What got you started in the acting/VA business?
In the acting side of the VA business?
In the acting and VA business. What got you started?
In the acting and VA. Oh, gotcha. Actually, I started when I was a really kind of crazy, zany little blonde kid running around, bumping around, and I just had a ton of energy. So my mom, she brought me to some commercial auditions, and I started. I did a whole whack load of commercial auditions before I was 10. And my brother, he got brought into a couple auditions, absolutely hated it, so he never went again. Now he's a registered massage therapist. The ladies love it. So I started when I was young, at 6 years old. Then at 9, I got braces. And so I kind of made the decision, and everyone made the decision, that I couldn't do these cereal commercials anymore because they didn't want a kid smiling after he eats a cereal with just a whole bunch of Lucky Charms stuck in his face. Oh, well, hello. And so I got these braces. So I went in and did Sammy the Squirrel, which was a claymation show at Ocean Studios. We did that, and then when I was about 16 or 17, I was doing Monster Rancher, and I really blew my voice. I was playing Genki, and a lot of the scenes would be him on the rollerblades, just jumping in the air and yelling, "Gah!" like for as long. I mean, it's kind of like the Dragon Ball Z screen.
Oh yeah.
Like just And so I got these things on my vocal cords called nodes, and they're these little calluses. And so it gave me, after they decided, do you want to do surgery or do you not want to do surgery? I said, let's not do the surgery. They said, okay, well, don't talk for a month, and we'll see how it feels. So after about a month, they realized that I got these things, these little calluses, so it kind of made my cords really strong.
Oh, good.
And it gave me this sort of high voice, so I can, hey, what's going on? I can play a 16-year-old kid, I can stay down here, or, man, you gotta see this. I can play this huge, crazy guy. I mean, people would think I look like Dusty. You know? Yeah, I would. Yeah. So that was sort of what sort of brought me into the voice world. And now, you know what I mean, I'm still learning every day. You go into a session with these guys like Lee Tokar and with the Dobson brothers and Scotty McNeil and all the people that have made this town great. And the great part about it is that you can learn and you just get to develop and be imaginative every day. So that's probably my favorite part.
Cool.
That's awesome.
Absolutely.
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 This one kind of ties in with this one. Is like, this one's from MLP Problems for Andrew. How'd you get roped into voicing Brayburn?
Well, you know, that happened really fast in the first season. I kind of, and this is before I knew anything about MLP, and I couldn't even remember the character that I'd gone in, and I went and looked up on IMDb, and I saw that someone had put it up, and then I saw that I was on another site with the voice and a check mark and all that kind of stuff, and it had blown by so fast in the first season. I mean, we don't know that these shows are going to do as well as they're going to do. We have no idea, and so it was a really quick kind of thing. I didn't think I'd ever be back on the show, and I was just really excited to be given the opportunity.
Awesome.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one's actually I guess you could say a shout out. I don't know how you best say it. I just wanted to let you know that Jordan Oling, I hope I said that last name, is currently watching the show.
Hi, Jordan.
What up, Jordan? Jordan's the guy who figured out that I played Lucky on
Yes.
on that episode. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
And he had a whole slew of other characters that we tried to figure out. We spent about 10, 15 minutes just going through this list of questions to see who is who. And so I hope that list is coming along, Jordan.
If I know Jordan, I'm sure it is.
Totally.
Yes.
Ooh, I love the harmonica.
I wish I could play harmonica. That's like
Dude, I
I
bought this thing like 4 hours ago.
What?
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
No.
You must have played a lot before that.
No, I played drums. I played some
Well, you
drums.
sound great. You were playing before in
Thank you.
the break. You sounded awesome. Yeah.
So I'm trying to learn Piano Man so I can actually perform at one of these pony stock things.
Oh.
You know?
I think I'm still recovering from pony.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was too, man. That was like a bunch of hopping. I went up the first night. First night I went up on stage with Silverhound and Mike the microphone, and I'm like a 44-year-old man, and I'm like jumping around like a freaking Mexican jumping bean, and my back's going, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. And of course I don't. 'Cause I'm having too much damn fun.
I went into the second pony stock kind of later on, and I sort of went onto the stage and kind of said hi to the DJ, and I looked up, and I thought I was going to be really inconspicuous. I was going to come in and say something and then leave, and I kind of look over, and there's 40 people go, yeah! Dance, Shining Lover, dance! So I just broke it down and started dancing. I hardly remember any of it.
Oh man, yeah. Me and Mike did these freaky ass stupid dances, and it was a goddamn freaking blast.
When you're that drunk, it's all freaky. You know what I mean?
Oh,
At least that's right.
I pulled out the Elwood Blues. You know, the shuffle dance.
The old shuffle,
Yeah, that was fun. Screwy.
Yeah.
Hit me, Screwy.
I'll hit you. I don't want to hit you though. I don't know. Don't. This one is for you, Andrew. If you could work on a dream project with this one's from Mac Attack. If you could work, I'm losing it. If you could work on a dream project with anyone, what would it be, and who would it be with?
Ooh, that is a really good question. I think that actually a dream project of mine would be doing this nut jobs thing. Just because I love doing voicing, and I know that if the show went, I would do quite a few voices on it as well. But I really like the idea of letting. Growing up, I always idolized these voice actors that are just so good, and I kind of feel like, and I've been toiling with this for a long time, that I like the idea of voice directing because I know that I have a feeling that I can get what I want out of these voice actors really well, like I even listen to the voice directors when we're on, and I almost want to pipe in and say, just say this and you're going to get what you want, and so like that collaboration between a voice director and really good voice actors is just something that I really, really enjoy. So like a dream project would be, if this Nutjobs things went, just spending time with Lee and with Tabitha and with all the other big wigs here in Vancouver and just coming out with hilarious stuff and having our own content. I think that's always the dream. A lot of times, voice actors and actors, we spend our lives auditioning for roles, and even if you really, really want the role and you do really, really well at it, they're just going to pick somebody else. They don't know, right? So I think that having a dream project would be having some of our own control and having a little bit of creative strength behind it.
Yeah, that would be awesome, actually.
Wouldn't it be great? And then you could be on.
I'd love to be on. If you know what? I will come on as a guest voice, as a walk-on to any episode you want.
You kidding me? Yeah.
I will jump on my motorcycle and ride to Vancouver for a 5-minute walk-on role to one of your shows.
Well, you know what? You just might be invited, Dusty.
That would be awesome. You know what? I have to get my freaking passport in order.
Actually, you're saying right now, if the show goes, that's done.
If the show goes, if the show goes, I will be there.
You have a part, my friend.
Thank you. I'm sort of showing off the swag that I picked up at the con while we're talking because I don't want to waste time. Nice. These are all by Midi Mandy, friend of mine.
Good looking.
Yes.
Ooh, that's a cool one.
Yes, Zakora. Yay. Next.
This one's Pyrox52. Dusty?
Yes.
What is your real name?
Dusty.
Oh, there you go. That
was an easy one.
My real name, my real last name, people, is Rhodes.
Oh, I knew that because I have you on the Skype and I saw it.
Yes, so figure that one out.
My Daniel.
Daniel is traveling tonight on a plane. I can see the red tail lights heading for Spain. Oh, and I can see Daniel asking a question. Lord, I see Daniel. Do it.
Now.
Do it now.
This is from Wub and Tolerate.
Wub.
Here comes the question, Andrew. How did you find the anime and what reaction to it?
Oh no, you're breaking up. Did you hear that, Dusty?
I didn't hear that. Do it again.
Damn it. This one's Wub and to Andrew. The Brony fan. What was your reaction to it?
When you found the Brony fandom, what was your reaction?
What was my reaction? Well, it was a slow burn. There was no real reaction at first. I'd heard that that there was a huge fandom for the show, and I really didn't know what to expect. I was talking to Kathy on the flight over, and she says, you know, get ready because there's gonna be like a whole lot of love thrown at you, and you're not gonna know what to do with it. Your face is gonna hurt because you're gonna be smiling so much. That was her warning.
I remember.
No joke.
I remember this. Because we met Thursday night in the bar.
Yeah.
Right? And it's you and Lee and Peter. And Lee and Peter are already 5 sheets to the wind. And you come on, and you had just arrived, and you come in, and it's like, wow, all these people! And we hug, and we take pictures, and all this kind of stuff. And the next day, I see you in the Holiday Inn, and you're, like, going by me about 300 miles an hour. I said, Andrew, hey, how you doing? He goes, I'm getting presents! And it was the most hilarious thing. The look on your face was like, I love it! I love it!
I did. I was so appreciative, and then so she gave me this warning. She said, "Just wait for this love to be thrown at you," and then it happened, and it was a slow burn. Like, I mean, no one really knew who I was, so I was kind of that blonde guy kind of walking around with the shining armor scarf until we did some of the panels, and then that's when it sort of all started coming together. I mean, and I love that. I mean, I dig that. I dig just talking to everyone, loving everyone. Like I'm a big fan of that, and so to see people sort of letting go of anything that their lives ever whatever and just finding this spot where we can all just kind of hang out and chill and be friends and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I really liked it. So, you know, and actually this is probably a good time to make a little announcement. I enjoyed it so much that we got a call from our friends at the higher powers that be. I'm not even sure who, but I can announce now, and it's not official yet, but it is official, is that I'll be seeing all of you people at Canterlock Gardens in Ohio.
Yes!
From the 28th to 30th. And then onwards. I plan on coming to as many as I can and coming and meeting and hanging out with all of you. So I'm really, really excited for the next year, 2 years, 3 years, forever.
So we could probably expect you at Equestria LA, maybe?
Most definitely.
Awesome.
I hope so. I mean, of course, you know, every time is a different thing, but I want to be there. And you know, I think that the response has been good. Everyone says that they had a good time, so I'm stoked. I can't wait to come back.
Awesome.
It's awesome. Yes. I'm stoked.
That's great, dude. I hope I can make it. Oh my God.
I hope so too. Come.
I'm trying. I have a real job.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Well, what's work? Yeah, come on.
Well, there's no voice acting here in San Jose, you know.
San Jose.
Yes. Next.
Well, yeah, next.
Just opening it up. Okay, there we go. This one's from Bricky149. Question for Dusty. I'll put it for all of us. Question for all of us is, how was Everfree Northwest in your opinions?
Other than first year con stuff, which all first-year cons go through, which is, you know, they had a little trouble with registration. It didn't help that the guy running registration had a nervous breakdown and went to the hospital. It ran fairly well. Yes, it had its problems. Every con is going to have its problems. You have to sit back and go, okay, it's a first-year con. They're going to have problems. You need to roll with the punches. You know, it's not going to be perfect. The only reason that San Diego Comic-Con runs as smoothly as it does is they've been doing it for 30 freaking years. Okay? That's the only way they can run a con that big, that well. In the early days of Comic-Con, I went in '94, it was hell, you know, trying to get to the floor. So, yeah, give them time. Things went as good as I can ever hope for. Yes, there were some things that happened. Yes, they're going to happen at certain conventions. They're going to overcome them and become better for it. They're going to learn their lessons and move on. That's me.
What do you think, Screwball?
Okay, oh boy, I've never had so much fun. I'm not kidding. Being able to meet Andrew, being able to meet Dusty, being able to meet all sorts of amazing people. Lee, especially, Michelle, Peter, all the VAs
Yes.
and meeting Firemain and the list goes on and on and on and on. There's so many people, but
having lunch with
being
Sipsy and Raven.
Oh yeah,
That was fun.
but by far my top moment was that $105 group hug that I did with Michelle, Peter, and Lee. That was the most amazing.
That man right there paid good money, $105 for the Children's Hospital just to get a hug.
It was actually 110, but the thing is that they didn't have a 5 on them to exchange. So I'm like, take the 110.
Take the 110.
That's all.
Take it.
That's all I got left in my wallet.
Take it all. Take it all.
Take it all. He was throwing his money at the screen and getting hugs for it. There you go.
I was actually throwing money at Lee. I'm like, I thought I was supposed to give it to him. He's like, no, not to me.
Not to him.
So he hugged me.
Yes.
Me personally, I mean, it was my first con, and I think that now you kind of have to go to a con to get the feeling of it. Like I was, when you do anything for the first time, you're kind of really wide-eyed, and you don't really know what's going to happen until it's already happened. So you're kind of looking back and seeing, oh, okay, that's what that was, and now I sort of know what that is. So for me, it was a learning experience. I mean, it was just, first of all, I learned that I want to do a lot more of these.
Oh, they're fun.
That was the first thing I learned. They were awesome.
I've done 20 years of these, dude. 20 years.
Good grief. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm brand spanking. I just popped my chair.
I'll have to take you under my wing at the next one and just show you all the fun.
Show me around. Yeah, do it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I guess that's what I learned. I learned first of all that I love it, and second of all that so the next time I go, I think I'm gonna have a better grasp on just sort of being able to manage my time and spend more time with the people I want to. And you know what I mean? I kind of just wandered. I don't know if anybody there, if they just saw me, I wandered.
Yeah, that's the one thing about cons is that if you don't, once you go to a few of them, you kind of figure out, okay, I need to spend this much time with my friends, this much time going to panels I want to see, this much time searching out the people I want autographs of.
Exactly.
That kind of thing. So if you don't split your time down, you'll miss something. But every con you will, because even the best laid plans of mice and men get screwed up.
Yes.
So you go to a con going, hey, I'm there to meet and mingle with my friends. Anything else on top of that is gravy.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Right? And if you take that attitude to every convention you go to, whether it's science fiction or My Little Pony or San Diego Comic-Con or sci-fi, anything, right? If you go there just to meet your friends and have a great time, everything else is gravy.
It all falls into place.
It all falls into place. That happened the entire weekend with me. I mean, I had dinner with Peter on Thursday night, awesome. And then on Saturday, we did the panel, which was awesome. And then Sunday, I go out to lunch with Sipsy and Raven and their gang, which was awesome. Then I come back and I find out Peter's been looking for me all day. I have no idea why. And I don't see you guys until you're about to head for the plane. So he hasn't told me what he wanted that day. So I'm like, I've been freaking out all week. What did Peter want? Oh no! I got no clue. And it was just every little thing happened. I saw Mando Pony when I needed to see him. I saw Mike the Microphone when I needed to see him. I saw all these people when I needed to see them, and nothing else. It was just it was just one of those things where I had no expectations to be anywhere at any time, and it all fell into place.
That's the way to do it. No expectations.
That's the way to do
just
it.
go there, like you said. Go see your friends, and then all that stuff kind of just works itself out.
And then you have a great time.
I can't wait to the next one.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to make it to another one. Like, I know I will eventually, I just don't know which one it's going to be, and I expect
to see you guys
so soon.
I expect to see all of you guys there. Like, it was my first con. I just expect you guys are the faces that I'll see when I arrive at the next one. So, don't let me down.
I'm trying.
I know you are.
I'm trying.
I should really try, honestly. I should actually go to one that's pretty soon, because I miss Seattle so much already.
I contemplated. I was at work. What was it? Wednesday. And it's slow. There's nothing going on. And my brain just went, I wonder how far it is to Vancouver.
Just jump on the bike.
I got a brand new set of tires on the bike, and I've got a long tour bike, and I'm going, 3 tanks of gas.
Yeah.
16 hours. If I stop in Portland. Things like that. Screwy next.
This one's from Nathan Barlow from Twitter. Question is for you, Andrew. Out of all the characters that you voiced over in MLP and other shows, which one is your favorite?
My favorite.
Favorite.
Well, I'd have to say that one of the ones that let me kind of let loose and go crazy and just let a side of my character that I never get to show out would have been playing DeLandau in I'm not sure how it's pronounced, whether it's Visions of Escaflowne or Visions of Escaflowne. I don't want to get it wrong.
Escaflowne.
It's Escaflowne, yeah. So DeLandau was this character who, we did the show, and I actually received a lot of flack. I was cast by a voice director named Carl Willems, who does a lot of the stuff. He did the Dragon Ball Z back in the day, just all the kind of animes that Ocean he handles. He's the guy. And he called me up and said, hey, I have this character, DeLandau. He's really out there. And I want you to come in, and I'm going to cast you. They let me cast the show, and I'm going to cast you as a part. And I said, wow, that's freaking awesome. Cool. So we went in there, and we did the show, and the show went well. And I got a little bit of flack because they thought that my voice, it wasn't for performance, but it was because they thought that my voice print was just a little bit young. And so, it was voiced by a woman in Japan, so the voice match wasn't actually that far off. And DeLandau was kind of this whiny-ish sort of guy, so it sort of went well with it. But then when we did the movie, he has these like absolutely spectacular scenes where he's walking away from this this huge ship that's on fire, and he's just laughing maniacally and yelling, "Burn! Burn!" And these people are being torched behind him, right? Burn! And so that was kind of and I'm literally I'm a 14, 15-year-old kid. And I'm there, laughing maniacally and just watching as these humans burn in front of me. And so that was... So that was, I think that was one of my favorites, was that I was sort of given this shot when I didn't expect it, and I pulled, and so it went to I think it played on a few screens and stuff, and some of the voice actors, I remember Scott came in, Scotty McNeil, and he said, hey, by the way, Andrew, we've known each other for a little while at this point, but he said, I just want you to know, I watched the movie. I think Kirby Morrow was in as well. He said, I watched the movie, and you did really, really well. I didn't know you had that in you, you know? Cool. And so I think those are the most fun parts to play, is the things where you don't even yourself know that you have it in you. But then when you get in front of that mic and you have to do it, it's fight or flight, and you fly. It's a really good feeling.
I love it. I love it when I grab a song that I don't think I can do, and I actually do it well.
It's the challenge, right?
It's the challenge of it.
That's the most gratifying part.
Right after Everfree Northwest, a lot of stuff went down. And basically some people were saying things happened that didn't, and they were lying about it and pulled back. It's like, oh no, we're doing it for the lulz and all that kind of stuff. So basically I wanted to do a Billy Joel song, so I grabbed Honesty by Billy Joel, and I thought it was a reach for me, and I set up everything, and I did it, and I did it fairly well. That I think I did it fairly well. I put that up, and people really liked it. So it was a stretch for my vocal range, and I think I really nailed it, basically because I had the emotion that I wanted to do it well because it had a reason. And,
right.
So it was one
of
those,
it's that challenge. It's when you get pushed like that, you don't think you can do it. It feels really good.
Yeah, absolutely love that song. Thanks.
I gotta ask myself, actually, Andrew, is what's Scott McNeil like? My friend is an enormous fan of his, and I never actually knew you knew him. But I barely anyone knows who he is. I'm like, oh, I love Scott McNeil. I'm like, who is that? What? I'm like, guys, he's Flam. He's Chief Thunderhooves. Yes. He was a bunch of...
Now, wait, was he Flam? I thought that I was talking to Sam Vincent the other day.
I was told he was, but...
Was he Flim or Flam?
Rumor?
Was he Flim or Flam?
I know. I don't know. I thought that Sam was both. Well, maybe he wasn't, because when I talked to Sam last, he said I was talking about the convention, saying he has had such a great time, and Sam Vincent, who's a voice actor here in town, said he's like, oh yeah, I did. I was Flim and Flam, and I don't know, maybe he was one or the other, but he made it sound like he was both, but maybe Scotty was one of them.
We talked about this on this show when I had Lee Tokar on, when Lee did the actual singing of that song as the demo, right?
Oh, wow.
And Lee thought he was going to get the song. He was going to get the parts. And he didn't, actually. He got somebody else got to sing it. So, a very good friend of mine, fan of this show, brought a copy of it on his iPhone to let me listen to. I couldn't have it, but I got to hear Lee Tokar's version of that song.
Man,
and
lucky.
It was awesome.
I bet that was
awesome. I wish I could play it for you guys, but I can't. Basically, it was awesome. Top secret inside Mojo Juju. Yes. So I can't say who let me listen to it, but it was awesome. Yes.
To answer your question, Screwball, Scott McNeil is, I don't know if any of the watchers of the show have seen him at cons or anything like that, but he goes to quite a few cons around because he's done a ton of anime back in the day. I mean, he was on Transformers, he was on Beast Wars, he was on, you know, Dragon Ball, he's been on all that stuff. So he goes to a lot of different cons and says hello to the fans and stuff. And he was, I mean, him, for instance, I'd seen him in these, and he's so good at it. You know, he's been to so many, maybe around the same amount as you, Dusty. But he's been to them so many. He's so good. He's just this outgoing. He just loves his fans. The fans love him back, and it's so good to see. And you know what? Scotty's exactly the same when he comes to the room for a voice record. He's just like a gracious, giving, nice guy. I mean, he's one of the pros, right? So it's like, it's funny. I was thinking about this the other day. I've always been younger than a lot of the voice actors, right? So it's very easy for me to look up to them and say, okay, that's what they're doing and stuff. But I was watching hockey before, and when these guys get to like, you know, 45, 50 years old, you kind of look at them and you see them, you know, let's say they're hockey players, they're playing hockey, they're playing this game for, you know, that so many people are watching, that it's such a big deal, but it almost feels a little odd now that, you know, they're pushing 50 almost, and they're playing this game for money. And so it's really kind of a fun thing to watch these, you know, I'm going to say older guys compared to me, you know, from their 40s to their 50s and upwards, who are, you know, have to play these insanely comical, funny voices, and they're doing the weirdest stuff with their bodies and stuff. And I really enjoy watching these vets kind of really just voice actors. We don't have to lose the kid. You know what I mean? I think that's what everyone should try and not do, and that's why we watch these shows.
I keep telling people, it's like, people ask me, why do you do this, Dusty? Why do you watch this show? Why do you do this show? Why do you do this? You know, you're this big, burly, muscular guy. Why do you even do this? It's like, because I'm a kid. Because I've never really grown up, and you don't have to. You can be an adult without losing your child, without losing the inner child, the thing that give you the twinkle in your eye, the thing that made you get up on Saturday morning to watch your favorite show, that made you eat cereal in your pajamas while you're watching Thundar the Barbarian on Saturday morning. Okay, you don't have to lose that just because you grew up.
And that's what everybody thinks.
You don't. Okay. This world would be a lot better if everyone would find their inner 12-year-old. Okay? And watched cartoons. You never said a truer statement, man. And watched cartoons and enjoyed Disney. And they brought original Warner Brothers back to TV. And we watched Tom and Jerry on the afternoon TV. But we can't watch those anymore because somebody thinks they're too freaking violent for children today. Well, guess what? I grew up with that stuff, and I'm fine. Okay? I'm fine. Once you outlaw something to somebody, they're going to go, oh, I need to see that. That must be subversive. I want to see that. So people go out and they try to find the original Looney Tunes so they can watch it because you've taken it away from them. Okay? Don't take away my culture. Don't take away the things that make me who I am. That I think, you know, kids are smarter than you think. They understand that if you hit somebody over the head with a mallet, it's going to hurt. Okay? They're not going to go beat on their friends with a mallet because they saw some cat do it to a mouse on a cartoon. I'm sorry, I've gotten off on a tangent.
I just sat back and watched.
I'm sorry. I have an opinion.
Sorry. I love it.
You must express it.
Sorry.
Spot on, Dusty. So I want to push that too. I want to reiterate that. I want to, don't lose your kid.
Don't lose.
And that's what we have this, you know, this opportunity as voice actors to really go in there and get paid to act like children and kids and just bring that fun play side of you out.
I have so much fun. I have so much fun doing these videos for you people. I have so much fun singing these songs and collaborating with people and coming up with something funny that you're going to enjoy. It's just fun. So much fun. Yeah, it's so much fun. I would rather be doing something fun with my life than, you know, standing behind a counter at Burger King going, would you like fries with that?
Wasting it. Yeah.
We are not going to have any Discord here. No Discord here. Onward!
Next!
Onward! He did it!
He did. Yes.
Backstory on that is Lee
always started would
say, next! Go next!
Yes.
And really?
Yes, Lee started that, and then Peter did it. And then
I didn't even know that.
Our last guest did it, you know, and it was like all of a sudden, it's like, next!
I smelt it. I could feel it in the air. I had to say it.
Yes!
This one's from Full Papers. He says, actually,
Full Papers, what up?
Full Papers. This one is excellent person. This one, he says, actually, I'm genuinely curious to know if you've done any stage work, and if so, what?
Ooh.
That's a good question.
Good question.
I did a play back when I was like maybe 15 or 16 called The Browning Version. It was about, I can't even remember all that much, but it was the only real play that I did except for high school stuff. The problem with theater is that it's very time consuming.
Yes.
You have to spend a lot of your days rehearsing. You have to spend a lot of your days just rehearsing and being in the thing and doing it. And you don't get paid a whole heck of a lot, which isn't a big deal because it's a heck of a lot of fun to do theater. But the problem is when you do cartoons and stuff, you got to have your days available for that. Like there's this thing here in Vancouver called Bard on the Beach, which is a bunch of tents that they set up at a really gorgeous spot of Vancouver right on the beach. And a lot of the actors in town will go and do it and stuff, but you get paid $1,000 a week,
right.
And that doesn't matter whether you're the lead in the show or you're the stagehand.
Okay.
Which is really cool, but the problem is if you have bills to pay, which most of us do, you can't just go and give that up. I guess you have to have sort of a nest egg and then do that because you can't really survive on that, So I want to do more theater, and I know there is going to be a time when I take some time off and go do it because it's such a fulfilling. Like I did acting classes for 3 years, and that's kind of a scene study class.
Okay. And
that was really close to theater. I mean, you get your scene and you do it. You go through 4 or 5 pages of a play, and there's so much exploration and so much stuff that comes out of a place that you didn't even know it was there, whereas for cartoons and stuff, you have your line and you can be very creative with that line, but it's not as explosively creative as theater is, right? So I miss theater, and I know one day I'll go back.
Have you ever done a Ren Fair? A Renaissance Festival?
What is that?
A Renaissance Festival.
No, I haven't. But it's funny, that's Final Destination.
Fun.
That's where it was. That's what I was trying to think with the cannons, and it was a Renaissance.
We have the Northern California Renaissance Festival starts September 15th. It's just a couple of weeks, and I am going. I used to be in the SCA, Society for Creative Anachronism, which was a medieval recreationalist group. So I have all of the costuming, and I have a 48-inch Viking axe which I throw, and I have archery and spear chucking and
Dusty,
eating turkey legs.
Oh my gosh!
Oh yeah, I'm going to do a new Manliest Brony in the world, filmed from the Renaissance Fair. So this is this is gonna be awesome. So we actually filmed. We were out filming. I twittered that we went out filming yesterday, and we filmed some stuff as a homage to Neil Armstrong, which I'm going to be cutting together tonight.
Nice
So hopefully in the next couple of days you're going to see a new Manliest Brony on that. And then in a couple of weeks we're going to go to the Ren Fair. I'm going to throw some axes, and we're going to throw some spears and eat some turkey legs and mess with the bawdy women with the vast tracts of land. Yes. So we're gonna have some fun.
You cracked me.
That's gonna be great. Next, Screwy.
This one's from Screw Loose on Twitter. Question is, Mr. Francis, I'm doing a fan-made movie project, and he's going to be playing as the VA for Shining Armor.
Shining Armor,
and
yes, he is.
He asks, how should I best approach Shining Armor's voice?
That's a good question. Again, lots of good questions. That one I would say, and I sort of touched on this on the Guys of MLP panel. Excuse me. I think you need to bring a genuine quality to him. So he's a very sort of grounded, stable voice. He's not jittery. He doesn't really lose his cool. He's been through a lot of training, with the Royal Guard. So he's very focused, and he knows what he's going to say, and he knows what he wants. So when approaching the voice, I would keep a slow cadence. I would keep it very, very genuine, very heartfelt, and I think Shining Armor is a guy he's filled with a lot of love. That's sort of what I tried to convey. That that he has a lot to do, but that doesn't sort of turn his back on the amount of love that he has for Twiley and for everyone, right? So I think that when you approach the voice, just come at it from a really genuine side, genuine quality of the voice. Kind of keep it slow and just keep everything very heartfelt.
What I got out of your performance of Shining Armor was he was the man of the family right after Dad. He would pick up where Dad left off, and then he also had this great love for his country as a soldier. He had this, and basically it was more love than he could give out.
And then, you know what? That's a great way of putting it, Dusty. That's exactly it. And his character, doesn't allow him to be very loving. Oh, I love you, like Pinkie Pie. I love you. No. He has to show this love in a slower, more a rooted, grounded way.
Yes.
Right? So, that's a good way of putting it, Dusty.
Next.
This one is from Valden. I hope I said that right.
Hey, yep.
To you, Andrew. Are you wearing the shining armor scarf?
Actually, you know what? I can see it right now. I should take a picture. I'll Twitter where I have the scarf. It's sitting right by my bed in my room.
Awesome.
Still with my gift pins that I got and with my from
it,
Cloud Chaser.
It was PinCon, man. Look at these. I got so many.
You've been showing them off. Yeah.
I'm showing these buttons after button after button because it was ButtonCon. I mean, I picked up so many freaking buttons at this con. You wouldn't believe. I had my derpy bag was completely covered in buttons. I actually lost a button and had to go rebuy it because I lost it. I was like, had to have it. But yeah, it was ButtonCon.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of buttons. Yeah, I got them attached to my scarf. But yeah, my scarf is very close by, and I'll be bringing that to the next con.
Yes. Which means somebody needs to do a Brayburn scarf. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
I'll have like 8 scarves. It'll be the hottest voice actor there. And we're talking not in
more ways than one.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sorry, dude. You look better than I do. That's just all there is to it.
Oh, come on. I like that. I wish I could have a mustache like that. Give me a break.
Oh, man. Hey, I gave you a mustache like mine, and you didn't take it home. I mean, come on.
You know what? True that, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry. I should have taken that home. That was a sweet mustache.
That's all right. That's all right. It was a great joke. Everyone loved it.
I gave it to the microphone. And the microphone,
you did.
I think
you did.
Yeah. That microphone is petting it right now.
I bet it is. I mean, I'm telling you. Yeah.
So this one's from Screw Loose again, and a question that he gave Lee and Peter is for you, Andrew, is would you like a patch of Brayburn in shining armor?
Oh yeah, I don't know if you know this, Andrew, but he does these wonderful embroidered patches, and I'm going to show it to you on camera right now. This is my cutie mark, which is the crossed piston and rods. And he did this for me, and it is awesome. He also did them for Peter, and he did them for Lee. You should have these.
Oh, that's why he had this.
That's why he
snips at the panel.
Yes.
Yes. I would totally love that.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, Screw Loose. I totally appreciate that.
Yeah.
I want to be able to be like Lee, where he can get a question about it and literally pull out his cutie mark right in front of everybody.
Yes.
Yeah, so do it. Let's do it. That's awesome.
This is great because he's also actually doing some patches that are being drawn by Sketchy Wolf 13, excuse me, who was on this show a couple weeks ago, and they're doing a Hell's Angels mock patch called Luna's Angels, and the rocker's going to be the different cities in Equestria, like Ponyville or Canterlot or anything like that. And he did Palooza.
Yes. I had to.
So yeah, he's making these. So I'm going to keep these for the biker jacket I'm going to make with the Luna's Angels patches. So it's going to be sick. It's going to be awesome.
Sick, yeah. Yes. Well, Screw Loose, I'd appreciate that. That'd be awesome, dude.
Yes.
Yes.
Next!
Damn it! This one's from OC Master. Question is, what's your favorite pony from the show?
What's my favorite pony?
Who's your favorite pony?
No, oh boy. You know, I'd have to say that I wouldn't pick a pony. I think I would pick Andrea Libman.
Oh my god!
Just because, like, and the pony she plays, like when Pinkie Pie, and you have to. I mean, you guys have never seen her in the studio doing it, right? But I mean, Andrea, and if you guys have met her as well, she's a very outgoing girl, but she's also very to herself. She has both Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy as a part of her. I would say, right?
Yes.
But when you get her in the studio, I mean, mostly she's, hi, how's it going? Hey, Andrew, how you doing? She's just looking cute and little, and she gets in there, she'll do, oh, hi, she'll do her Fluttershy, and she won't, like, sometimes you'll do one character at a time, and then go back and do your other character. But Andrea, and she has this great quality where she can just be doing Fluttershy. Oh, well, Pinkie Pie, and it just almost you have to like pull your headphones off, like where did that come from? And so I love watching Andrea perform. I think she's just such a great artist, and I mean that goes the same for all the girls. I mean Tabitha too, who's one of the biggest vets in the city. She can just pull a voice out of anywhere. She has 3 voices stuck in her ear at one given time. You know what I mean? Like they're everywhere. So I'd say. I really do like Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie. I love the contrast of the two of them. But it's tough for me to pick a favorite. I watch the voice actors do it, and they're just so brilliant.
It must be funny. It must be funny in the room to watch them switch, to have their 2 characters talking to each other out of the same mouth.
Oh, it's wild, man. It's totally wild, and just the precision that it's done. Because like, you know, a lot of times if you're not an experienced voice actor, you'll try and go from one voice to the other, and you won't do it right. One voice will bleed into the other.
Right.
The energies will kind of be the same, so it's not two separate characters. But no, Andrea especially, just because she plays them back to back, and same with Ashley Ball as well. I mean, hers are a little more down tempo, her characters, but she can go from one to the other as well. There's no one character at a time. But it is pretty wild. It's pretty fun seeing like such a crazy character come out of Andrea, and then she just slows right down for Fluttershy. You know what I mean? Like that. It's a lot of fun to watch.
This one is from James P. Short to VI. I don't know Roman numerals. I don't know what VI means.
7.
7. There you go. James P. Short 7. This one is on Twitter for you, Drew. He said Drew. What is your favorite types of character to play? For example, dark, insane, dumb, etc.
Ah, right. Yeah, I think that my new favorite is just becoming any kind of character voice. You know what I mean? Like I've done, like I said before, I've done so many straight type of characters. You know, just straight. I think we call it straight read, meaning that it's like it's not a character voice. It's more of your own voice and just a genuine, easier character. I wouldn't say easier, but you know, just more straight laced. So I think what I want to do is start, you know, playing some zany, crazy characters. And the show that we're working on now that I play a few voices on, I get to play this bad guy that, you know, everything he talks, I can't say too much, but he talks to an inanimate little object. It's his pet that animates for himself. And so I get to play this. So what do you think? And I can't say his name. I'll call him Little Barry. Okay. He goes, what do you think, Barry? Do you want to come with me? Well, if you don't, then I want to. And it just goes nuts. Love you, Little Barry. You know, so it's like I've now sort of gotten in this realm of being able to play these. And the fun part about playing an insane character is that when you read a line, there's a lot of times, you know, and I'm going to take over the world. You want to read it, and I'm going to take over the world. But really you go, I'm going to take over the world. You know, like you can bring them right down and make them really crazy. So I think that's a lot of fun is these insane characters. You get to sort of play against lines. That's one of the things I dig the most.
That is funny.
Andrew, that gave me freaking chills when you did that. Oh my god.
Close the window. Close the window.
Close the window. And the doors. Lock me in a corner.
Freaking.
Oh my god. Okay, I'm going on to the next question. This one's from Crazy Local Girl. Andrew, can you say Appaloosa and Twily?
Oh my gosh. Aren't I banned after? Didn't I say that enough? Yeah, all right. All right, so look, I see Twily doesn't. Twily! Oh, it's great to see you. What's wrong, Twily? Or, welcome to Appaloosa!
Yay!
Now, Applejack, you haven't introduced me to your compadres yet.
Compadres, yeah. Oh, it's
oh my god.
Those lines will never get old.
No, they won't. Ever.
They won't. Never.
Oh, this one's from Saber Spark for Dusty.
Oh, God. I'm not wearing a beret!
No, it's not a beret this time.
I don't remember that. Yeah.
Oh.
You mentioned that in the panel. I thought
Did anyone actually try, though?
That's
Dusty?
because I've got this one, and I've got this one, and I've got this one, and I've got
Oh my gosh.
this one, and I've got this one,
Jeez.
and I've got
Holy.
this one.
Oh my.
So yeah, I'm not wearing a beret.
How are they right there? You're crazy. They're literally at your beck and call. Do you just summon these hats to your hands?
Yeah, it's like it's easy. See, no problem. Oh, and you haven't seen the good one yet. My girlfriend, my skiing girlfriend, made this for me.
Yeah, let's see it. It's late on the. Let's see, where is it?
That's
I like the throw of the hat.
Yes, that's my snowboarding toque.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. There we go. I like the little beanie thing.
Yes.
Or pom-pom.
I love this thing, dude. I go out on the freaking slopes and it's like, this is awesome. I get my glasses on. It's like, oh yeah,
I am about the same.
King of the hill.
King of the hill.
Absolutely.
Bobby, come on, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby.
Come on, Bobby.
Bobby. God damn it, Bobby.
God damn it, Bobby. But Dad, I like watching My Little Pony.
You don't get to, Bobby.
I sell apples and apple accessories.
Yeah, that's a apple and apple. Right.
I don't think anybody got that joke.
Propane accessories.
Yeah, she said apples, apple accessories.
But anyways, from Saberspark, Dusty, can I borrow your cheerily keychain?
You're my best friend.
No. She is mine.
Tell the story behind that one, because it's hilarious.
You may not borrow my carol. Okay, this is the story, okay? Sunday night. Was it Sunday or Saturday? Saberspark, I don't remember. But anyway, very late we get back to Saberspark's room. We're all gonna like chill out. They're doing this documentary of their own, and I need to do an interview for it. I'm the last interview they need to do. So it's like almost 1 a.m. and I'm dead tired. I've been up and down this stinking hill like 10 times today. And we get back to his room, and I sit down, and we're waiting for them to come back because they stopped to get some beer at the 7-Eleven, which I'm sure is empty at the time. So I lay back on the bed, and I fall asleep. Okay? And I normally carry around my Cheerly in my front pocket on the right-hand side of my jeans. And she, like, rides there. So I basically fall asleep. Oh, no! Time out. You guys talk to someone. I gotta fix this.
Well, okay, this is bad because Andrew went to the washroom.
I'm back!
Okay, he's back, good. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? Because Dusty's having problems or something.
Horrible timing. I said I was timing. You keep talking, Dusty, and then right when I'm in the bathroom, I hear, all right, I gotta go. What the hell?
Bumble! Bumble! Grab it! Okay, I fix
what
it.
Do you got? Hit me up.
Fix it. But anyway, okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. I knocked the camera over. God, professional! I'm being professional here. But anyway, so I'm sitting there snoring, and then somebody said, "Oh, we should do something to Dusty."
Oh boy.
So somebody told Saberspark, "Hey, why don't you take his Cheerly?" Right? And everybody knows Cheerly is mine. You don't touch Cheerly. So he goes, YOLO, I'll do it. So he goes over and he's like creeping up. He gets really close, right? And then Cowboy Dave kicks open the door and goes, housekeeping! And I wait, and I grab the Cheerlies like I knew what was going on, right? And I had no idea. I just got up and like, and everyone lets loose. They're laughing their butts off. They're on the floor, laughing. And I'm thinking they've done something like right on my face or something with a Sharpie. So I like get up. I'm going to bed. I leave the room. Unknown to me, my leaving the room, they thought I was gonna kill them. I was gonna come back with a hockey stick or something. I was like, no, I went to my room, made sure I had everything, made sure nobody wrote on my face, and it's like, okay, I went to bed. So for the next 8 hours, I guess Saberspark was like really scared I was gonna come and like berate him or beat him up or something. No, it was fine. I was just tired.
See, even Dusty gets tired.
Yes, it was hilarious, but I can fix this camera. There we go.
We're all only human.
We're all only human. Like, yeah, I'm only human. I knocked my own camera over. There you go. In the middle of a very professional podcast with a very big name voice actor, what do? I knock my camera over. Don't.
Hiya, Homer.
Yes.
That's Barney. Hey, Homer. You can do Mo, too. Hello, Homer.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was good.
That was good. Holy cow.
Next.
This one is from Vigilant Watch to Andrew. Hello from the first ever Bro Hoofer.
Oh, yeah. Vigilant Watch. I see you on my Twitter. Yeah, heck yeah. Hey.
Hell yeah. This one is, hope you're doing awesome, he says. And the question is, what is the first thing you do when given a script?
Ooh. Well, first, okay, so let's say, I guess we've already gotten the part.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get the script, I go through the script, read it all once, And then I'll go through each line, and I'll do it 3 or 4 different ways. So I'll find sort of the way that I think they're going to want it, the way that sort of I want to do it, sort of a different way, and then one other different way. And so it's a good thing to do, because then when you get to the script and you go in and you're in a real high-pressure situation, you know, you have 10 other brilliant voice actors around you, and sometimes you only get one shot at the line. I mean, if they do a really good pass, they'll say, okay, we're keeping everything from pass 1, and then they keep everything from that pass, even if you're not really happy with it. So what I'll usually go in and I'll, before the record, I'll read the script and I'll figure out all the different choices I want to do in each line. So when I get in there and they say, oh, no, we didn't really like that, give us another take. You know what I mean? And you can go in and you can literally give them something completely different, but with the same sort of connotation. So, you know, for any of those people who are aspiring voice actors and stuff, it's all about choices. And any voice actor is going to tell you that. It's about being able to take direction and about sort of sometimes, you know, saying goodbye to your choice and working with someone else's choice. But it's all about choices. So just go to the lines, read them, figure out different ways of saying them. And I mean, it's actually a really good exercise, right? Because a lot of lines you think you're going to say one way, but really sort of to expand your mind and start doing it in different ways, it grows you as a voice actor.
Yes. Always have an open mind.
Precisely.
Don't have a closed mind when you're trying to be creative.
Great advice. And that happens to a lot of people. Like, you know, we were doing the first episode of a new show the other day, and we had a couple like kind of newbies, and we had them in and stuff. And the problem is they did a lot of the lines in the episode were from their audition, and so they were sort of stuck, pigeonholed into saying them a certain way because that's what they got the part, saying it like that. But then, you know, when we got in there, they said, oh, look, we want you to really change the feeling of the line and stuff, and they had a lot of trouble doing it because he didn't sit there and he didn't go over his choices, and he was sort of locked on to that one choice. So yeah, you want to be very flexible, and like Dusty said, you know, when you're creative, you want to keep that open mind and just let whatever comes and be in the moment.
Yeah, John Cleese made I think it was back in the 80s. He had a speaking engagement where he talked about creativity. It's on YouTube. I actually Twittered it earlier today. It's about 50 minutes, 36 minutes, but you really should watch it. It's John Cleese on creativity, and it's an absolute scream. It's very funny and very useful. So if you guys go check that out.
Check it out.
Yep.
Next!
This one is from... Ow! I got earphones in, but I got
That's okay. Mine are directly in my ears.
This one's from Gavin. I always say this name wrong. Gavin Gap? I don't know. A question is, what was the first instrument you did? What's the first instrument did you play?
Goodness. That probably would have been the skin flute? No, I'm kidding.
The sousaphone.
I think the recorder was the first thing that I ever played, and I think that's probably a lot of. I don't know if I wish it was the harmonica. I don't know if this was the same in the States and stuff, but up here, I forget what grade it was. I think grade 5. We had to learn the recorder. I don't know if that happens everywhere, but I remember there was a show we had, and I was on the cusp of being good enough to play in the show, and I didn't get cast. And so I went out to the teacher. I said, I really want to play the recorder of this show. And she said, all right, that's fine. You can play the recorder. And I'm pretty sure I'm that one guy who hit the wrong note at the wrong time and screwed it all up. She was so right.
I had the same issue in 9th grade. They stuck everybody who put choir as an elective in the choir. So I'm in 9th grade in a choir, 60 voices, 5 guys. I'm the only bass voice, and I stuck out like a sore thumb. So she had to write me parts, and of course, whenever there was a 4-part harmony solo, guess what? We're gonna have the bass voice. So
Dusty.
So of course, the first concert we do, right up in front of all these people, my parents, all these people. What happens? My bass voice goes crack, right in front of everybody, and I'm trying to. And it was the Rose, right? Becomes the Rose. That thing. So it's like, and I just cracked all through the middle of it. And I was like, oh, no. And I almost never wanted to sing again, but thankfully that cleared up. Because I have so much fun singing.
Yeah, singing is fun. I wish I could sing better. Problem is with my voice, I have a very low, man, in a journey throughout. I can go to this really low place and this high voice, but I don't have this middle ground. So a lot of times with singing, I get lost in that sort of middle ground. So something I need to work on.
Yeah, I have the problem where I have a very high baritone. So it's very hard for me to get too low a place. So some songs are like just above baritone. So I actually have to cheat by, if I'm going to do a song, I put it in Audacity and I basically jack it up an octave, so it forces me to sing it high, and then I'll jack it down, and then I'm correct. So my ear needs to be tricked so that I will actually sing in the right key. Sometimes.
Yeah, so you sort of got to trick your voice.
Yeah, I got to trick my voice into doing it correctly, and then I go ahead and mess with it in Audacity, and it's fine.
And you know that's actually good for aspiring voice actors out there as well. It's all about tricking your voice. You know what I mean? Like, you have your voice and just learn little ways of tricking it. Yeah. A lot of times too, like when I'm in front of a microphone, I feel like when I need to be loud, I have to be really loud and scream it out for that to actually convey.
Right.
But a lot, you sort of, it's tricking your voice, and it's tricking sort of how the noise is coming out of your voice. So you can do really loud, and you can still. I could still do it like this, and it sounds loud, but it's a lot less quiet. I'm almost whispering it, right? Or a lot more quiet, yeah. So you got to learn to trick your voice and learn different ways you can manipulate your voice to sort of convey what you want without actually having to do it.
Cool. Hey, Andrew.
Yo.
We are at 6:30, which is the time that I asked for you to be here. Do you feel like sticking around a little bit longer?
Oh, are you kidding me? I got nowhere to go. This is awesome. I wouldn't leave. Yeah.
Great. I wanted to make sure it was cool with you, dude. Okay, so we're going to go a little longer. So,
sweet.
Everybody out there, Hank, stick around. We're going to go a little bit longer. So,
I still got a lot of questions.
Do it, Screwy. Do
it. This one, I knew Saber was going to bring this up. I just want to bring it up because it's hilarious. We were all of us I think it was the last night, we decided to all eat at Denny's. So I decided to this is my first time eating, well, not really my first, but I want to try something American. Something that is definitely like America. So I saw a double cheeseburger. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? That's what I'll get. I'll get the double cheeseburger.
It's like this big.
Oh my god.
And Screwy's this little guy.
Yeah, right. To have your weight, Screwball.
It pretty much takes up my weight.
Yes,
the funny part, Andrew, is trying to watch him wrap his mouth around this sandwich. It's like, how do I attack this thing?
Yeah, how do I attack it? I'm looking at all angles. I'm like, how do I do this? And then so I squeeze it as hard as I can, and then I bite. And the thing is that this thing was so loaded on grease, it went all over my hands. And what was bad is that my Canada cape was acting like a bib, so it went all over my Canadian cape. And then so Saber asked, were you able to get the American grease stains out of your Canadian flag? Because I just desecrated my Canada cape with
American grease.
American grease. Oh,
America.
I'm surprised I didn't just run off like oil and water. Like it didn't go together.
It just drenched. It was awesome. And then here I am holding up my hands. I'm like, America! And everyone in the entire restaurant are just looking at me with really weird faces.
Say America, everyone. Yeah.
I was about to, but I say buck, yeah.
Buck, yeah. The funny thing is we should have started singing Blame Canada. Blame Canada. Blame Canada. No. Sorry.
Shut it, Dusty.
Sorry.
Don't even. Those two guys good.
Next.
This one's from Sketchy Sounds. Question for you, Francis. Buck, aka Brony UK Con, has already announced when they'll be on next year, August 23rd to the 25th, 2013. You've got a year to plan. Reckon you'll make it?
Oh my gosh! So where is that con? That's in
England.
England.
Oh my god! I want to go. I love England. I've been there. I went there once with my family for a week, and then I went there for a few days. We were in Soho for a little bit, and then I went over to Berlin for a day. I love it over there. I was so stoked, and now that I know that that's happening, I'll ask around to the other voice actors too to see who's going, and I'll look into it. That'd be so amazing. I love it over there. It's so much fun. But you know what I love, and Dusty and Scuba, you might agree with me, is like over here in Canada. I don't know if you know, but in Vancouver, there's such guidelines on drinking and being merry.
Yeah. Yes.
And like you have to be behind like a gated fence with a lock, and it's bad what you're doing, and stay away from the public. Whereas
go to the beer store to get your beer.
Yeah, precisely. You have to, and then they're closed. Like their hours are ridiculous. They're never open.
Never open.
And in London, I mean, it was kind of an eye opener. You go there, you grab your beer, and then you go back outside onto the street where everyone is.
Just drink. Right?
and just drink and have fun, and so that I just love sort of the lifestyle and the feeling over there, and we're so sort of kept in a pen over here in Vancouver. So yeah, I'd love to come. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I grew up in Michigan, and my hometown was on the St. Clair River, right next to Ontario. So a bunch of me and my friends would jump in the boat, and we would zip across the water till we knew exactly where we could dock, so we could send one guy with cash over to the beer store, which was 2 blocks away, and he would buy the Molson Canadian and the 50 and run back, jump in the boat, and we'd run back and have the OPP chase us all the way back across the border.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. It was sort of like they would sit there and wait for us to get back in the boat. They wouldn't come over and actually do anything. It was basically, okay, let them have their beer. We'll chase them back to the other side and everything. Cool. And we had this there was this big shoal out in the center of the river, right? We never knew whether it was on the Canadian side or the American side. So we'd basically shoal the boats, and we'd sit there in about waist-deep water, drinking beer and playing ball and having a great time with the girls. It was like,
awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great. You know what? Boats, beer, and girls, it's win-win-win.
Win-win-win.
Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong.
Sketchy likes to say, actually, that if you really want to go, he could get in touch with the chairman or vice chair. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love that. A little foot in the door. Tell him.
Foot in the door. Do it.
I would love that.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. Foot in the door.
Oh, by the way, Sketchy, I'd like to go too.
Yeah, get Dust and Screwball. Get him. Do this. So you can stay one of my friends in the UK.
There you go.
UK edition.
The UK edition.
I don't know if they'd be able to pay us.
Oh, the one thing I forgot to show off was this awesome gourmet popcorn, which was given to me by Kat Whitney and her gang over at Cuckoo Raza Gourmet Popcorn in Seattle, Washington.
Is that flavored, Dusty?
Yes, this is flavored. This is movie butter and sea salt. Which is
so good. Mando Pony was.
And they have all these flavors, dude. You gotta have some of these flavors.
They're so
jalapeno.
Good.
Hey Dusty, is that the I don't? Did you ever come up to the room that we had up on the 11th floor, the sort of VIP-ish room, where they had a big tin of?
No.
Oh, you never came.
They never asked me.
Well, you know what? The next time you're coming, they had a truffle. They had like a black and white sort of one. Is that the same type?
Same people. Yep.
Oh yeah, that was delicious.
That's good stuff there.
Man,
I believe Mando Pony was running around with it, and then I can't remember who was talking about that at the time, but I'm just staring at the bag, and he's like, "You want some?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?" And it was what was s'mores.
More.
I was just drooling and looking at that bag, and then so he's like, "These are so
good."
Yeah, he's like, "You want some?"
So good.
but it was s'mores.
Yes.
S'mores popcorn, and it was good. It was really good.
All their flavors are really good. Really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, I'm kind of drooling right now.
I have been too. I have some old soup I'm looking at. Like, ugh, no.
Oh, I still have to eat. Jeez.
So do I. I'm having popcorn.
Oh, that looks really good. That looks awesome.
Yeah, this one was done by Rozga. Rozga had been. There's a story behind this one. She drew it, and then she misspelled overhaul. I was supposed to have it for BronyCon, but she misspelled overhaul when she printed it. So
she derped
the overhaul. So she redid it and then tried to print it like 7 times. Her printer would not print it for some reason. So finally she got it done, and she brought it to me at Everfree Northwest, which was awesome because it's a really good rendition of me with the big mustache.
I like it. That looked awesome. Yeah,
with the big mustache. I love it.
The mustache.
Yeah. There has to be a mustache pony. There has to be more mustache ponies in the show. I'm looking straight at you, Sibsy. More mustache ponies in the show. Please.
Please.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, Andrew. A lot of people have been asking this. They want to know more about that Brony beatdown with Hot Diggity Demon and you.
Ooh, what?
Oh, was that the video that's now on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
People keep asking, and I lost count as to how many. Oh God! But yeah, tell us more about that.
Well, I was just I forget. I think I'd come from Pony Stock, or I was coming from some one of the later things that was happening, and I was walking along, and I got stopped by Mr. Christmas, Dan Christmas, I believe. And he came up and said, "Hey, yo, hey, how's it going?" You know, I think I actually might have approached and said, because I was just loving the whole experience at that point, and you know, still am. And I was having such a good time. I said, "Well, what are you guys doing?" And they said, "Oh, we're doing a video about how you know, I come and the bronies beat me down and all this kind of stuff." And he says, "Well, do you want to be in it?" And so I kind of looked around and I was like, "Hell yeah, I want to be in it. You kidding me?" what do you think? And so he was like, "Sweet, awesome." And so, and actually, Dan did it. Now I know his last name's Christmas. I believe it's Dan, so I don't want to be saying it wrong the whole time. But he did really well. Like, I think he did a great job in the thing, and he knew exactly what I wanted, the shots that he needed and stuff like that. And so we went out there, and even, you know, he picked up. I don't, for those of you who've seen the video, they kind of turn around on the brony group. Then they kind of push right in and they say, "Well, you know, bronies, yada yada." And these guys, they were like, "Hey, do you want to be in it?" And so they did an awesome job, and Dan did an awesome job, and it was just kind of spur of the moment type thing. I was like, "This is just so much fun." It's like, let's just have more fun.
Guerrilla movie making. Guerrilla
movie making is my favorite kind.
I did this thing, the same thing, at a convention down in Texas Anthropomorphic Convention, where I actually have this character, and he's a bobcat, Lynx, and we had another character who was a dog, and we had these costumes on, and we were doing a thing called it was basically a collection agency, right? So basically we were like the mob. So we come into this room, push these other people out of the way, and we grab this guy he's a music guy in another fandom at Bucktown Tiger, and we say he owes like some restaurant like 15 orders of chicken and fries. We pick him up and like rough him up, and I throw him through a cardboard table. You know,
I would not run into you in a dark alley.
It was freaking awesome. It's like and then we made a mock film of it. We left a camera on the table, and we like made it all grainy and black and white, and it's like, here's the security tape footage of it, and people were going, "Oh my God, you guys beat up Bucktown." It's a joke, people. God, it's a joke. He was in on it. But it was a freaking scream.
Oh, that's fun. The gorilla shoots are the best, man.
Gorilla shoots are awesome. Yeah. Gorilla shoots are great.
This one. Okay, this is from Mac Attack from Twitter. Question is, was there a single moment at Everfree Northwest that captured the entire experience for you?
Look, a moose!
You know, they made a shirt. If you go to We Love Fine right now and look up "Look a Moose," there's a T-shirt that they made specifically for that.
Oh my goodness!
It's got a moose with a space needle behind it. It says "Look a Moose."
That's so funny.
That is
and I've been getting in my Twitter. I've been getting a bunch of moose pics, like real moose, like a real moose on the road, or fake moose and stuff. But the funny part was when I forget who I was hanging out with. I think it was with Roy and with Roy G. Bibb and a few other people, and we were out sort of just out front of the Holiday Inn,
right.
And we were sort of talking about that, and we kind of went. We were sort of, I forget what sort of spurred it, but we were talking about it. And we look over, and another guy who now I speak to on Twitter as well, Roy, who, I mean, you've seen the pictures of him, and with his hands started looking like a moose.
Right.
We sort of looked over, and I guess he kind of caught on what was going on, and he was just standing there at the door with these pretend antlers on his head. And someone just went, "Look, a moose." It was a real freaking moose. He almost looks like a moose. And so that was one of those times where, you know, it's so fun when old jokes come back, and right then it just sort of like, it was explosively funny.
Oh yeah, when old jokes basically break you in half. Yeah.
The reoccurrence of an old joke is the best.
Yeah, I've done that. I'd be in the middle of a hotel room and we're playing some game, and it's like all of a sudden it strikes me so funny I can't stop laughing. You start hurting that you're laughing so hard you can't stop.
And your face is all
clenched up, and your rib is starting to hurt, and it's like, oh, those are the best.
And you know what also I liked too was before I really had an idea of what the whole con was going to be about, listening to Hans up in the opening speech and stuff, and just started talking about sort of the qualities of what these cons are sort of based on, and the thing that everybody is loving about it, the thing that we all get. And I really sort of, it was nice hearing him sort of, you know, bring that to light, and I mean, that was my first sort of, that was the first time I sort of heard about that. So it was fun hearing his sort of speech and just hearing everybody sort of coming together, and it really made me excited for the weekend.
Mm-hmm. The thing that the one thing that hit me was the last panel when this little girl who was dressed up as Daring Do and she had her own handmade Celestia that she made herself. Her mom helped her make. And she came up to the microphone. She was the last person who was going to speak and was going to ask a question, and she was so frightened and ran away. And she ran away from the microphone, and Nicole Oliver, like that, ran to that little girl and made sure that she was okay. And made sure that she signed her Celestia, and she talked to her and made sure that everything was all right. And it was like, that, in and of itself, is what this whole fandom's about.
No doubt.
Okay? Well, you don't say stupid things about the voice actors. You don't use slurs. You don't do crude jokes about, the child voice actors. You don't do that stuff, okay? That's just wrong. I'm saying it right here and right now. Which is one of the reasons I did the honesty song. You don't do that underhanded bull crud because we're better than that, okay? Yeah, it might be funny on the internet, but guess what? Not everything on the internet is funny.
Yeah.
Okay? So...
Too true, man. Too true.
So, we all want to get in touch with our inner 12-year-old and be happy and have fun, but there are certain things you need to be above of, okay?
Yes.
So let's be above it. Please.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And thank you. But Nicole, that's great of Nicole, too. Nicole,
absolutely,
again, is one of the pros of Vancouver. She's been around for forever, and she's one of the kindest ladies out there.
Yes.
So that
and she took time out of her busy schedule to come down for one day for us.
Yeah, for one day. I know.
One day.
Yeah. 100%.
Nicole is an amazing person. When we did the Voices panel, there was one real shy girl. She had an amazing daring do outfit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got to break in. Final Draft just called me on the phone. I didn't pick up. I didn't know who it was.
That's Mr. Bernstein.
Mr. Bernstein, yes. Mr. Bernstein.
No, Steph
yes, Dr. Bernstein. He says that this show, was just streamed at a whale exhibit at the Vancouver Aquarium. Tell Dr. Francis that he says hi, and Dave has a photo. So, yes, that's good.
Awesome.
That's fun. Hi, guys. Have fun with the whales.
I'm excited to see you again, Doc. I heard you talk to my agent, Dr. Bernstein.
Yes, Dr. Bernstein talked to your agent for me so that we could do this little interview.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, that's awesome.
Hello.
About Nicole Oliver is that, well, she is an amazing person. Where do I begin? When they're on the Voices, I believe it was the Voices panel. I'm pretty sure it was. There's this girl who had an amazing daring do outfit.
That's what I just said.
That's the
thing I just said.
Oh, that's the one you just said. Yeah.
And
I'm
she ran off,
so
and then Nicole ran off after her, and made sure
she was okay.
And that's Nicole.
Yeah, and the girl, and I find out later the girl is slightly autistic, so that's why she froze up. But
Nicole is kind of like our mom too. We work on a few shows together, and Nicole is just the mom. And I mean that in in the most hot and sexy and best way. You know what I mean? Like she's like that. She's just your hot mom. She's just a really cool lady, and she is just so kind and there for you. I mean, we've had lunch a couple times, just talk about what's going on in our life. You know what I mean? Like that. It doesn't surprise me in the least that she would do something like that.
Let's go, Screwy. We're running out of time.
Okay, this one is actually from, I always say your name wrong, Otaku Squirrel?
Otaku Squirrel.
Yeah, her. For Screwy and Andrew, how do you like your custom pony toys?
Yes.
Oh man, I have it. Because I have one. I believe it's a Twilight with a custom tail and a custom mane, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I have my Fluttershy right here in my hands. Yep. It's amazing.
No way. I can see mine. It's sitting right. I have like a little weird sort of My Little Pony shrine now on the side of my room where I'm putting all the things that I get. So anybody who gives me a gift, it's going to go into my little glass sort of shrine that I have here. I have that one. I have that little character. I have my buttons and I have my scarf, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Yeah.
Oh, I walk up to him, I was just having a good little chat, and then he's like, so which one's your most favorite pony? I'm like, Fluttershy. And he's like, well, Fluttershy hasn't been getting a whole lot of love in this convention, so here you go. And then he just gives me this Fluttershy. I'm like, for free? Dude, this thing's like expensive. I should pay for it. He's like, no, take it. And I've never felt so happy.
I bought his Daring Do kit, so so I'm gonna paint that one up myself. He still has to get me. You still need to send me the color chart for Daring Do so I can work on that. So Squirrel.
Squirrel.
Next.
This one's from Windows 98 Pony for Andrew. What is the worst experience you had when voicing a show?
Ooh,
this is gonna be good.
Yeah, no doubt. I think one of the worst feelings that you can get in voice acting, opposed to losing a part completely, it'd be losing a quick part on a show. So you know, I mean, obviously losing like a big, like a lead character is a big dent. You know, you want to be doing it, but when you go in, sometimes you'd be giving these characters at the start of the session, and it's almost a bit of a test. And so, you know, guys like Lee, well, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, they would start giving me these little characters to, you know, to prove myself. And at the start of it, you know, like the directors, they would, you know, try to be nice and give me these parts, and then the producer's on the phone from LA, and he'd go, "Oh, okay, cool. Good. Who was that? Who was that doing that?" And I'm like, "Oh, there you go. That was Andrew." And oh, cool. What would Lee sound like saying that? You know what I mean? and so back in the day, you know, I was getting these opportunities to prove my voices and stuff. And every time, you know, you'd have an opportunity where you'd lose it, or you'd really want to show that you can do it. And then, because, you know, then you sort of, you sit back in your seat, and then the other guy does your voice, and you kind of say, and everybody knows what's happening. Everybody knows that the part has left you, and now it's on somebody else. Right. And it just, that's what happens. But it can hit you. You know what I mean? And it can sort of throw your whole energy because you want to be creative. You don't want to feel like you're gonna fail, or someone's gonna take something away from you, or you have a chance to lose what you have. And so those are some tough moments. And now, thankfully, you know, I've been working on my voices and working on my character stuff, that I don't have to deal with that as much anymore, and I haven't for a while. But that's a tough one, and I've watched a few people in session, some of the newbies, who go through the same thing, you know. And now, it's so weird to say, being a semi-vet in the industry, I take some of these, you know, these new guys like aside, and I say, listen, like, just don't worry about this. And I give them the rundown of, like, you're going to be doing this for a long time. These things happen, and just keep your head up and don't let it affect you. You know what I mean? So those can be some really troubling times in voiceover. Which
is why, another reason why we all love you guys. Because you do that. You do that. Lee does that. Peter does that. All the girls do it. It's like you could you could easily just tell that person, you know, well, I got the part and who cares? You know, you're basically angling for my job, so I'm not going to help you, right? Whereas all of you now don't do that. You all help everybody you can, right? Earlier in this interview, you said that if there's a part for your show, if it gets funded, then you're going to bring me in. You don't know me from Adam. You've never heard me voice act before, but you're going to help me do that. I
just feel the love
if that happens, I feel the right? Love, yeah. And I've actually got a voice acting part I'm going to show you later. But sweet. It's like, send me up. But you know, you want to help, you know, whereas, you know, you don't have to, because that's people taking your jobs, but you do anyway, and that's what makes us as fans love you guys even more.
And you know what? I think that sort of feeling, you know, and like I'm just new at this still, you know what I mean? So these guys like Lee and these guys like Scotty and stuff, they based their whole career on this, and you're right, you kind of nailed it on the head, Dusty. That's what keeps these guys going, is that like there's not only like a want to do your best and do your parts, but there's also a compassion for all those people who are starting out. I mean, like, I learned everything I know off like Scott McNeil, Lee, the Dobson brothers, Brian Drummond, the girls, you know, to some extent. But like I spent this time, and they know. I mean, they know that I go in there now and I take some of their parts. I mean, that's true. And there's no resentment, there's no animosity. It's like, we taught you, and we love having you around, and like, let's all be merry together. Yeah, let's all have There's no room for selfishness in this business.
Yeah. Let's all have a good time, and it makes the show better when everyone's having a good time.
That's what it's about. That's the most important part.
Yeah. Cool. Let's go. Screw it. Let's go.
I'm going. This one's from Weapon Tolerate. He says, very awesome what you did that day, Screwy, and thank you. It was amazing. He's talking about the hug, of course.
Hugging.
Question is, Andrew, do you listen to any music the Brony musicians have made, and if so, what is your favorite?
You know what? No. To tell you the truth, I had just sort of, I forget, was it you, Dusty, or somebody else that sort of told me about how much fan music. Oh, no. I was talking to Will Anderson, actually. And and Will was telling me about how much music there was. I mean, he almost feared for his job because it was just so freaking good, you know? And so I had no idea that this fan music was out there. And now that I'm especially going to start going to the conventions and stuff, but I'm going to start listening to it. And me and Will, we're going to go for a chat and a coffee and stuff, and he's going to show me a little bit of it as well. But no, I actually had no idea that there was this whole subculture of great artists and musicians that's just behind it.
The original music that's going on right now within the fandom is I mean, a lot of it is better than pop music today. It's better than pop music today, 100%. I mean, Mando Pony should have a contract making music for somebody.
And why does he not? Powers that be.
Yeah. Well,
Mando Pony.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. Andrew Stein needs a contract making musics right now.
Without a doubt.
All the musics.
All the musics. He's actually on his way back to Illinois right now. So he left Vancouver and he's on his way back to Illinois for something.
Is that where he lives? Or?
Yeah, his family's back there. He was in Vancouver to help the Creebers with Michelle's album, and for a few months.
That's so awesome. Oh,
yeah,
that's great.
Yeah, so
he love that album.
Yeah, he
loved talent.
Loved that album. So he worked on an album with her, and now he's on his way back home to work on more music. And hopefully,
he was great on Saturday.
Hopefully, I, and Mike the microphone have a project in the works. So it was part of Twitter today that everybody seems to be very high on this. So I'm hoping that actually comes to fruition, but we won't know until he gets home.
Nice.
Yes. Keep going, Screwy.
This one's from Xander Locke. Hope I said that name right. Question for Dusty: what is your first piece of pony swag?
Oh, my first piece of pony swag?
Ooh, yeah.
What was my first piece of pony swag? I have so much of it now. Let's see. God, that was a while ago. What was my first piece? I don't.
What was your first con, Dusty?
No. Oh, geez, you only want to know that. My first con was back in like '89.
When I was born, geez.
Yeah.
I was born.
Okay, my first piece of pony swag. I'm gonna get right over here. This. People probably don't even remember these. Okay, but this was my first piece of pony swag. Okay. This was the socks, right? That first came out at Target, and I've got the whole set.
Wow.
No way.
So yeah, so I got those just because they fit my cell phone. So, but yeah, they're good finger warmers. But yeah, that was my first piece of pony swag. Was that? So we got those, and we got the notebooks. You know that Target made little notebooks. So basically, those were my first pieces of pony swag. Was the little things that came out at Target. So we picked that stuff up, and then I started picking up some of the brushables and things like that. So, and now I've got everything from the freaking crystal ponies to, I don't have everything, but I have a goodly selection of pony swag.
I need more pony swag.
Yes.
Hello.
We need to find Andrew some pony swag!
Get me some pony swag!
A bag of swag for Andrew. Yes. So, I think we got one more question. Make it a good one.
Goody, huh? I'll go for this one. This one's from Statman Dan. The question is, what was it like voicing Shining Armor?
What was it like voicing Shining Armor? Well, first of all, it was a huge, I'd say, opportunity and blessing, and I'm so grateful because obviously now I'm on the internet with you.
Yes.
Which would have never happened without Shining Armor. So I think I had no idea how good it was going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we went in, we did the record, and I got in a little Twitter trouble, as I told you at the MLP panel. I said some stuff I shouldn't have said too early. And so I got a little bit of a dose of sort of what this show meant to people and how big it was. And it's just, I mean, it's opened up a lot of doors. Like, I'm just happy to have the new friends that I have on Twitter and in person when I get to see you guys, and just, I don't know, it's just, it's opened up a lot of doors and a lot of, it's opened up my eyes to a lot of things as well, and I think that's true to a lot of people who like the show, is like, there's this quality that we all get, and it's tough to really, the friendship is magic sort of sums it up a bit, but it's like this, this feeling that we all have, that we all get, and I felt almost hungover a bit when I came back from Everfree, because I missed everyone, and I tweeted about it, and I was literally walking from the SkyTrain station back to my house, and I wanted to be connecting with people. I wanted to be hoping them on the way home, and
we call that post-con depression.
Oh,
it actually has a word. It actually has a word. It's called post-con depression. Wow. And it happens every time. Every time you come home from a convention and you don't see your friends that are halfway across the world,
Yeah.
And for the first
Such a
week,
huge case.
from the first week of being home, you're like, I want to know where the party is.
Deprived. Yeah, where's the party?
What room is the party in? Oh, damn it, I'm home.
Right.
You know?
But you know what? A good way that, and I want to push this one more time, is that I love speaking to all you guys on Twitter. Like I literally, if I'm feeling down, I go on there and I'll start talking to you guys, and we'll have this like literally. I think the other day we had like just a 2-hour conversation, just going on and on and on about whatever and it's like we're back at the con. You know what I mean? We're literally hoofing over Twitter.
Yeah.
So please follow me, Drew Francis 604, and let's chat. Let's have some. I just it brings me back.
We just had one, but Mando Pony's in the car on his way to Illinois, and it's his birthday today. It's Mando Pony's birthday. So birthday. The fun thing about it is that all of a sudden we had a Twitter party. Mike the Microphone's there, and I'm there, and Living Tombstone was there, and all these people are twittering back and forth. We had this big, it's like we had this thing. It's like ship all the ponies, and all of a sudden it's like me and Acoustic Brony are shipped together, and Mike the Microphone is shipped with Mando Pony, and it's like back and forth, and we had like a 2.5 hour awesome birthday Twitter party for Mando Pony when he's stuck in a car driving across New Mexico.
That is so much fun. I love that.
Yes, it was so much fun. So, with that question, I believe we're sadly.
Say it ain't so, Dusty.
I'm sorry, but I can't keep you here too much longer, and I can't run a show for 3 hours.
Well, you know what? Let's do it again. Have me back.
I'm going to have you back. Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. But right now, I need to read the weekly call out.
Can I say one more thing?
What?
My friend Skipsy just wants to say, Andrew, he loves you.
The love is mutual, Skipsy.
Yes,
Very.
the love is mutual. So we're going to do the weekly call out of shows that you're going to be able to see right here on Everfree Radio. So we're going to start out with, let's see, I got a note here. There's a note here from 8-Track. Reading Rainboom, which is an on week for Reading Rainboom. The bi-weekly show dedicated to producing high-quality readings of Friendship as Magic fan fiction may or may not happen tomorrow because of a family medical emergency. I just got a note. So, check in tomorrow about noon and we'll know whether or not that show is going to go on. But normally there are every other Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Cutie Art Crusaders. The CAC will find and discuss the best fan art out there Bronies have to offer, and that's Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific. Equestria Inquirer. Joe Stevens, Tech Rat, LTT, Moose! Look, Moose! Moose! Will be Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. And this week there will be a special interview with the guests that make the show at DHX. That's Woody, Big Jim, Sipsy, and Raven.
Whoa!
You don't want to miss that.
Such awesome.
Such awesomeness. Sketchy Sounds will then be on Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific. For 2 hours live, he will play for you. Brony Breakdown with Saber Spark and Paleo is Thursdays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Then, Lunar Republic Takeover, which is the all-request music show by Your Queen and Mine, Nightmare Moon.
Yeah.
Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. New show, One Tricks Mixology, will be right after that. And that's Fridays, 9 p.m. Central Time, right after the Lunar Republic Takeover. And then Saturday Night Songs with Michelle Krieber will still continue to go on when Michelle has something she wants to show. So I'm not sure they're going to be on this week, but check in later in the week, and that is every Saturday night. Michelle will have something for you. Now that her album's out, maybe she will talk about her sales or anything like that. And that's usually Saturdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. So, with that, we are about done. So, Andrew, thank you so much for your time.
Hey, appreciate it. So much fun.
Absolutely.
And if you guys want to chat, I'll be on Twitter after, DrewFrancis604, and we'll talk about the show.
Yep, we'll talk about the show. Andrew's going to be there. You know, I'm sure me and Screwy will start popping into. So, with that, for everyone here at Everfree Radio, for Andrew, for
Thank
Screwy,
you guys. Love you.
Yes, absolutely.
Love you.
Love you
Love
too.
you.
And I'm sort of waiting for live stream that's derping, waiting until I can play the ending clip. So, I'll see you next week with another episode of Stay Brony, my friends. Until then, peace.
Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. Good night, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We hate to leave you, but we'll be back soon. Good night, sweetheart. Good night. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.